$400 an ounce and they wanted it for free. Was that when they came through?
Exactly.
Yeah. They want,
Ah,
hey,
the good old
give me a
days.
grand.
Yeah.
No.
On the love tip, and I'll post some pictures on my
Right.
social media for you. Nah, I'm good, man.
No, bro.
Straight.
No. I got bills, bro. I got bills. But
Real talk.
yeah. Man, well, I ain't done an intro before, so we're gonna just kick this off like like this.
Okay.
Welcome to the MAJO Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Derek. Got Jason in the building and a special guest host today, Mack O. This is our inaugural episode 1. Man, Mac, like I said, bro, we appreciate you being a part of this and kicking this off for us, man. I couldn't think of anybody better to have because I know we about to crack up the entire time. So I appreciate you being a part, bro.
Definitely, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course,
And I
of
like what
course.
y'all
No,
doing. I like the idea, everything.
man, I appreciate it. Well, let's talk about that real quick. Just kind of give people an idea of the idea of the podcast. Jason, you want to talk about a little bit of what our idea and our vision is?
Basically the idea and the vision, Derek and I've been talking about it. Really, it's about coming and bringing together the realness of what it's like to be a man, be a parent, be a father. There's lots of different aspects that come into this thing. You know, there's going to be lighthearted moments. There's going to be moments that hit a little harder. There's going to be emotional moments because all about being a man is growth. And that's what we're trying to get to and try to highlight is, what we go through, but also what we grow through. So that's what we're going to be talking about.
Yep. And today's episode is going to be called Things I Regret I Said While Parenting. And so I was telling Mac before we were talking, I said, man, I know Mac got some stories from parenting that are just going to be hilarious. So as all of us are
I don't know if
probably
mine are
will.
hilarious, man. They might be tragic.
Hey, that too. Hey, that too, because I've already thought of one that's tragic. So
Yeah,
it's
man.
all good.
I don't know.
It can be funny, it can be tragic. We're going to talk about all of that. So, well, real quick, Jason, you want to do, like, just kind of introduce everybody ourselves, like you go, Matt go, I'll go, just kind of talk about who we are, and then we can jump into the convo.
Yeah, man. So my name is Jason. I am 49 years old. I live in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm a father of 3, grandfather of 2. And I got 2 girls and a boy, and I got two granddaughters that have me wrapped, completely
Man.
wrapped.
You a pawpaw?
Yes,
Paw
sir.
Paw, yep.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's a whole different level.
But it's the best. I'm telling you right now. I tell my daughter all the time. You have merely become a vessel in which to provide me my grandchildren. You are irrelevant.
I'm gonna be honest.
Provide me my grandkids and step aside.
Right. I'm gonna be honest. I can't wait. I can wait because none of my kids are ready to have kids. But bro, I can't wait to have grandkids because I already told my kids, like, I already like my grandkids better than you. So,
Right.
and I ain't even got them yet.
That's exactly how it happens too. That's exactly how it happens.
It should be like that.
Man, I can't wait because I didn't, like, my grandparents weren't ever around, or very literally the ones that I had. My grandma died when I was real young, and my other one just was never around. So I can't wait to be a grandparent, bro. Spoil the
Yeah.
kids and do whatever I want. Hey, give me my kids. All right, take them back. I'm done. Like,
Yeah, you
that's
can just
gonna
spoil them. You don't have to worry about their overall how they turn out as humans as much.
be.
100%.
Just here for support.
I'm just here for fun, fun and
Yeah,
support.
yeah.
That's it.
I'm here for
That's
fun.
it.
Y'all gotta raise them.
Yeah, y'all deal with the badness. I'm gonna just come in politics. All right, let's go have some fun. Send them back. That's
Oh, you
it.
already got your name and everything.
Politics. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, you ready, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because my brother, not only does Jason have grandkids, my brother got grandkids. He got 3 now. And bro, I be jealous every time I go over there because they're not really worried about Uncle Six, but the Paw Paw though, they love Paw Paw, and I'm like, man, I can't wait, bro. So
Yeah,
anyway, Mac, tell us a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself. Talk
I
about
am
whatever
Mack
you want.
O. I am a motivational speaker. I am a comic. I am a personal trainer. Basically, everything I do in some level is to, like, uplift people, whether it's physically, spiritually, mentally. That's pretty much my wheelhouse.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I remember it, man. I forget when we met. It was at a church though. It was like a random. church get together. It was like a group for men or something like that, and over somewhere off of Britain or somewhere around that way.
Yeah,
And that was the first place we met. It was what, 15 years ago at
it's
this
been about
point.
10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. So, and ain't nobody funnier. So that I've met here
I'll
in the
take it.
city anyway. Here in the city
I'll take
anyway.
it.
Well, my name's Derek. I am a father of 7. My wife and I have been married for 25 years. Been married since we were 17. No grandkids yet, unfortunately. Yeah, 17, bro.
Mm.
And I'm a psychotherapist. I'm not a motivational speaker, but I do public speaking. I haven't figured out the motivational part yet. I got a few workbooks coming out to work with parents and teens and couples. Got an app coming out for mental health, physical health, called Life Sync that'll be releasing here pretty soon. Me and Jason's wife Sarah partnering together on that. So got a few things in the works. I'm looking forward to this podcast though, man. I think that this really need to just have a place where guys can come together, be real, talk about real stuff, not real be bro heavy like a lot of the podcasts are out there, and just talk about real life. So today
I want to
talking
double
about
back. Now that you
yeah
just, I forgot to plug my stuff. Now you just
yeah go
reminded me.
ahead.
I actually have developed an app called Winner's Habits. You can get it on the Play Store. You can get it from the Apple Store, whatever they call the Apple Place, whatever one you have. If you have an iPhone, you have a Galaxy. It's called Winner's Habits. Um, it is a physical fitness app for people who maybe can't afford to deal with a personal trainer every day. Maybe somebody who doesn't even want a personal trainer, but wants to work out and just needs guidance. So I came up with an affordable way for people to work out, exercise wherever they're at. I have at-home exercises, gym exercises, eating plans, everything that you need to guide yourself, but I'm also there to walk you along through the process. So that's Winners Habits apps. I also have supplements for sale at my
Okay.
winners at the Winner Circle. www.thewinnercircle.com. I have all of your health supplements, whey protein, creatine, fat burners, pre-workouts, whatever you need to help get you along your fitness journey.
Nice. I didn't know that, bro. That's
Well,
super dope.
today is the day. I actually just finished my last little part of coding on my website today. There's probably still some bugs on there, but
Nice.
we
Nice.
launched it today. So we launching everything at the same time.
Hey, there we go. There we go. Right here on the MAJO Podcast, the Winner Circle Supplements launched today. Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
We'll circle back around the end too and plug it again just to make sure. And if you want to send like any sort of artwork or anything like that, the links,
Okay.
stuff like that, we'll put it in the description, everything like that, so that people can
I
go
have
right
it.
from there. So cool.
Oh yeah.
And then anything else, we'll come back around, circle back around, hit socials, all that stuff at the end. So,
Okay.
so let's get into it, man. Let's talk about things I regret I said while parenting. So, I don't know, man. Jason, what's your first story that comes to mind when you think about things you regret you said while parenting?
Man, so it's funny to me now looking at since my kids are grown. They're in my daughters are 30 and my son is 23. And it's funny now to listen to them the way they talk, as they talk how I talked around them growing up. Because, my daughter was 5 when I came around, and I'm 25 years old. I don't know nothing about anything about kids. At that point, I was still barely learning how to raise my damn self. And then
Right.
had my son at 26. But so motherfucker has just been like a blanket, that's just a description for me, for everybody. Like, you motherfuckers get over here and do, like, motherfucker, who the fuck? And so
Right.
to hear now when they say that, and I'm like, people will get us like, did he just call you a motherfucker? No. He used it as a descriptor. Like, it's just a blanket descriptor. Like, it is not, he was not calling me that. Like, that is not how. So to see
Right.
it
This
now,
is a word of endearment.
yeah, and I'm like, I probably should have cleaned that up a little bit now, because now that they're older and can start telling, I'm like, no, that's not how it sounds.
Man, I remember the first time my son cussed, he was like 3 years old. No, he might have been 2 years old because we weren't talking about the time. And because we used to not care, like for me, I don't cuss that often. Like that's not part of my vocabulary as much as possible. Every now and then it comes out. But anyway, bro, I used to have a mouth though. And I remember, I remember my wife was cooking and my son was in the kitchen. He probably two and a half, something like that. And all I hear is, "That's bullshit, mom." And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, we probably need to, we probably need to cut off the cussing around the kids if we need to, because she like, what? I'm like, hold on, bro.
And they always know how to use it in context.
Man,
Never miss a
like they
beat, dog. Never miss a
like they're a
beat.
sailor, bro. They know
Like, they
exactly
use
how
it
to use it.
perfectly.
Dog, my brother. So my brother was married to this woman whose parents were like Nazarene, like top notch Nazarene. Like like they had keys to the church. If there was a chance to be in the church, they were there. And
Gotcha.
so I had to work on one particular Thanksgiving. So so Sarah and the kids went with my brother and the in-law family. And my son, little bitty, teeny tiny, just little polite, just little wide-eyed, little polite little boy, was just trying to take his plate to the trash. And her mom was standing in the way, and he was like, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, I need to. He takes his elbow, puts it in her hip, and says, "Move, bitch." The whole kitchen, eyes as big as dinner plates. She called and told me that, and I dropped the phone. I was dying laughing because I wasn't there, so I didn't have to answer for it. But but the fact that he straight blew the whole spot up like that, I was in tears.
My kids, my kids been hearing cussing. I'm not. I tell them like, well, at a certain age, y'all can just go cuss over there. Like, as long as you're not cussing at me. My son, he's in there when he's in there playing the game right now. Man, he says some of the most terrible stuff, but he sounds like me. So every once in a while, I have to ask him like, are those your friends you're playing with? Are these
Like,
are
who are
these
you
people
talking to?
you care about?
Mm.
He's like, yeah, this is the homies. I'm like, golly. Man,
Man,
I,
my son the same way. Go ahead.
man, I remember a time my daughter, she was, I want to say, second grade, and she had just got to a new school, and somebody was stealing her pencils. She had a bunch of pencils, so every day for like 2 days in a row, she came home one day. She's like, somebody took my pencil. I'm like, okay. Then she said it again, and so now I'm like, baby, they think you soft. Like, but she's 7. And I'm like, man, listen, so they're taking your pencils. I said, do you have an idea of who took your pencils? And she's like, no. So it's 2 days, it was the pencils. Then on a Friday, I pick her up and she looked like she's about to cry. And this is when they used to have card flips. They come home on green or yellow or
Hmm.
red. So I
Hmm.
pick her up. I'm like, were you on red today? She's like, no. So what's wrong with you? She starts crying. She's like, my mentor gave me candy and somebody took my candy. So I was like, okay, they took your pencils 2 days in a row and then somebody took your candy. They think you're soft. I said, baby, who do you think did it? She was like, I don't know who did it. I said, it doesn't matter at this point. Who do you think did it? And she said, it's Sasha. I said, tomorrow in breakfast, I need you to go and you kick Sasha's ass. Like when Sasha, I said it doesn't have to be a fair fight. You don't have to make a scene. You while she's sitting down eating breakfast, you drag her off the stool and you hit her. And I said, I want you to cuss and say, this for stealing my shit. I want you to say it loud as you can. Swing on her and just keep swinging until a grown up pulls her off of you. And the whole time I want you to say, this for stealing my shit. And so so this is what I'm telling her. She's like, you want me to cuss? I said, yes, I want you to cuss. I want you to say this for stealing my shit. Now she's never been in trouble. So I'm dropping her off to school and I'm like, now I
What's your
expect the
assignment?
call. And I said, listen, the adults everybody's gonna be saying they're disappointed in you. I don't care about none of that. When they do this, I'm gonna come pick you up from school and we're gonna go have ice cream. And she was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay. And so when I'm dropping her off, I was like, baby, I expect a phone call today. I expect and I expect it early. It's breakfast time. It shouldn't take long for you to go get on your mission I sent you on. So my wife, and my wife kind of hard part of it, but I told her what I was going to say. I guess she thought I was joking, but I'm dead serious because I'm telling my daughter, this is your first time at this school. You're in second grade. You'll be going to school with these kids all the way through fifth grade. If you kick somebody's ass really bad right now, they'll remember this all the way to fifth grade. You won't have to fight again. This will be your only fight. They'll always talk about, remember that time Makai kicked Sasha's ass in the break room? And she's like, but what if it wasn't Sasha? That's not the point, baby.
That's not the point, Sasha.
I said, because whoever really stole your shit is going to see what you did to Sasha. That's all that really matters. Somebody has to be an example. So I go to work, and I'm teaching at the time. I'm teaching at an alternative school. So I'm telling the other teachers I work with, yeah, man, I might have to leave early today. I sent my daughter on a mission. They're like, well, this is older man, Mr. Lewis. He raised me through the older part of my life. He's always like, now, Mr. Man, what kind of sense does that make, what you just said? And he said, you just sent your daughter on a mission. What would you do if a kid came up here doing this? And I'm like, hey, look, something has happened. The whole day I'm waiting. And it's right before spring break, too. So I'm like, you going to go home on spring break? Everybody going to talk about this. So I don't get the call. So I go pick her up. And this when I realized that my kids are like better humans than me already, even though she was only in second grade. So when I picked her up, I'm like, baby, why did I not get a call? I was expecting a call. Why didn't no one call? And she was like, well, I thought about it. And she's like, today was the last day, and they had a PPP party. It was like pickles, popcorn, or some other shit. And she was like, and I decided whoever took my stuff probably needed it more than me. Bro. And I didn't want to miss the PPP party. I didn't think it was worth it, so I decided not to do it. And I was like, you know what, baby? You are a better human than I ever will be.
You sent this girl on a maximum security mission for collateral damage, and she came home with a life lesson.
She gave me a life lesson because I sent her like a torpedo, like we was in the pen or something. Like, hey, they're gonna put you in lockdown, but don't worry about it. I'm gonna send you suits.
Yeah. I'm gonna put some on your books. You'll be
Solitaire
good.
ain't that bad. I know somebody back there. They're gonna take care of you. Just go do what you gotta do. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna put you on your commissary. I got you, girl.
And as I gotten older, I'm like, man, I sent them on a few crazy missions like that, but I just think she was so nice. I just didn't want her to be bullied. It was the look on her face when she got in the car. She was ready to cry. I said, "Oh, we got to do something about this,
man." That gets you right.
I'm telling you right now,
bro. I'm gonna fight Sasha's daddy, Sasha's mama, Sasha's grandpa.
It's whatever. Your mama
fight
got
all
mama.
of them.
It's whatever, man. But nobody else is gonna steal from you anymore.
Right.
But she figured it out.
Man, she just came and hit you with that life knowledge right in the heart, bro.
Oh man, my kids, both of them, man. My son did that to me once. I don't know if you know anything about Hefner, but there's the notorious train that just stops through rush hour traffic. The train will stop at between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. It'll just stop, back up. It'll be 45 minutes, no traffic. So one day I'm driving and I'm like, okay, I could beat the things come down, but I'm like, I can't have my son late to school, so I drive through it anyway. And he's like 6. And he was like, I almost got killed. So this is what he said. I can't believe I almost got hit by a train today. I was like, man, you did not almost get hit by a train. He was like, yes, sir, we driving. He's like, yes, I did. It was on my side. The train almost. I said, man, we were not close to the train. So I'm trying to get him because I don't want him to go to school saying this shit. So I'm like, hey, man, we were not close to the train. And he said,
you're going to go to school and tell people he's a survivor?
Right. I almost died today. Y'all are not going to believe what happened to me today on the way to school. We went through the arm. So I'm like, I said, no, you weren't. You were nowhere close. I said, I looked to make sure the train was way down there. before I went. And then he was like, but those things, when they come down, that means you're supposed to stop, right? And I was like, yeah. But I made sure. He said, can't you go to jail for that? And then I said, and so, I used to be a terrible parent. Like, the more I'm thinking about this stuff. So, but I'm like, I made sure. He's like, can't you go to jail for that? I said, well, probably not jail. You probably get a ticket. I said, but I made sure there was no police before I went. And then he said, didn't you tell me? It doesn't matter who's watching. You do the right thing at all times. I said, oh, since you all, how am I in your room dirty?
Right.
Like, why you don't clean your room up since you such a good person? But in my heart, I was like, you got me.
Right.
You got me on
Right.
that, son. You're right.
It's
I
good.
had to apologize when I picked him up. I was like, you know what, son, you were right. I jumped on him. I started talking about cleaning this room. You know, the parent distraction and shit. And they catch you. Start talking about all the other stuff. So I had to, when I picked him up, I was like, you know what, son, you were right, man. You're right. We should do the right thing no matter who's watching.
Kid go to school, start a GoFundMe for being the survivor.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You
That's
gotta go
exactly
talk to the counselor.
I'm talking about he is a rule follower. I sneak my daughter in the movies. We'll go to one movie, we'll go watch another. You can't do that with him.
No, he's gonna let you know.
He's like, did we pay again? Come on.
He'll go tell the people, be like, hey, listen, we're
talking about you can't enjoy it. I'm talking about I can't enjoy the movie.
He'll be like, Dad, I gotta go to the bathroom. You're like, I don't trust you. Come here.
Right. Trying to sneak candy, and he's like, he got candy in his pocket.
Exactly.
You're paying $45 for that Snickers because he's gonna let everybody know.
I'm not really 7. Earlier when you told
Right.
people I was 7, but I'm 10.
No free meals for you, buddy. He was like, I made my own ID with my birth.
Right.
My
Yeah,
birth
man,
certificate handy.
They help raise me. I tell them all the time, y'all help raise me, man. They help make me to a better person.
Absolutely. My kids have done the same for me because my kids are quick to flip it around on me and hit me with them life lessons, and you just kind of look at it like, all right.
Yep.
Touche.
All the time. All the
Glad
time.
you're listening.
Right. Glad you listen.
I think that was probably the hardest thing because I was my oldest was born when I was 17. My wife and I were 17 when she was born, and so like don't know much about my background or anything, but I like not having a dad, stuff like that. Like I always looked at other families that I was around, and it was like, don't cry, you got to be tough, you got to wipe them tears off your face, like no, you know what I'm saying. And so like I parented my oldest daughter that way from the time she was born, and so like to that was, I think, my biggest learning lesson. A lot of the stuff that I regret, I said when I parenting came with my oldest, because I just wasn't. I mean, at 17, I don't know how people back in the Western times got pregnant at 14 and 15 and raised kids that early, bro. Because your brain, like, how do you? Anyway, at 17, I was just not ready to be a parent, and so like the stuff that I said to her when she was young, I'll be like, knock it off, wipe them tears. And this is my daughter.
Me too. I was the same way. I was the same way.
Mm-hmm. And
I
now
was
my
way
youngest,
too hard on her, like just as like a boy, not even like a boy, just the same way. Suck it up. Nobody cares. The world doesn't care about your feelings. Nobody cares about your feelings. That's the kind of stuff I used to say
all the
to my
time, bro.
kids all the time. It took me teaching to make me stop saying stuff like that.
For
I used
real?
to pull kids out of class and like give them all, like, Mr. Mack is coming to talk to you. And they always had me deal with the bad boys, the bad kids, but usually the young men. But for like years, I would have them out in the hall, and I would be telling young men, like, you're a man. Nobody cares about your feelings. Your feelings don't matter. This like some 8-year-old kid who's acting up. And I'm like, hey, man, nobody cares about your feelings. You are a boy. And that's just what it is. Your girl, your dog, you see how your sister, her bike has a little lump, so she can't fall and hurt her privates. Nobody cares about your little boy nuts.
Your balls don't dip down.
Yeah, boys' balls don't dip down. Fall and hurt your nuts. Nobody cares, man.
I've never thought about that before, but that's right.
Ain't it crazy? I got privates too. But
Right.
then nobody cares. You're a boy. You learn. That's how you learn faster. It only takes
Mm-hmm.
like once or twice to teach you. Don't
Yep.
fall. Yeah, don't
Yep.
let your feet come off the pedals. But I used to
Yes.
give boys this speech. They like 7 or 8, crying. I'm like, listen, wipe them tears. You're a
Mm-hmm.
boy. Nobody
Yep.
cares about your emotions. As I saw him older in life, I pull him to the side like, listen, I know I told you a lot of crazy stuff. It was all well intentioned, but I was wrong about a lot of things. Like your emotions do count. You have to know how to express them in the right way. But they do matter. But it took me a while to figure that out.
Well, yeah, because when we were growing up, they didn't matter. They weren't allowed to
They
matter
didn't.
when we were growing up.
Mm-mm.
They didn't.
Mm-mm.
Suck it up.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rub some
That was
dirt on
it.
it, walk it off, all that same shit. We used to. That's
All
all
right.
we got.
When you showed
Suck
any
it up.
emotion, you was getting made fun of. You was getting beat up more. Like you was getting picked on. There was nothing about no emotion when we was growing up.
No, you got to learn how to pack it in and just get angry. Only
Mm-hmm.
emotion that we can respect is anger.
Anger. That's
Doc,
it.
and listen,
Young men could be
trust
funny,
me.
they could be angry, and I lived my whole life in them two extremes. Like
You and me both, dog.
way over here.
If there's anything as a parent I regret, it's the fact that I grew up in a house where my dad was the same way. He was funny or he was like angry to the extreme, and I told myself that I would never be that way. And to an extent, I was a little better as far as the destruction to the house itself. A little better. I'm not gonna say a lot better, but a little better than as the destruction itself. But my kids still saw a lot of shit they never should have seen.
Mm-hmm. Man, I
Yeah.
remember my doing that with my son, my oldest son, when he was, playing playing soccer at the Y. We're yanking him off the field because he wasn't wanting to focus and play soccer at 3 years old. I'd yank him off the field, and he gonna be mad, and so I'm gonna take him to the car because he's mad that I pulled him off the field for not wanting to do soccer. He wanted to chase around something else, and so and I'm like, I look back and I'm like, bro, like he was 3,
You
bro.
wanted to be
Like,
Ronaldo at 3 years old. You're like, what are you chasing the
right,
butterfly for? Because he's
you're
3.
right. Other parents looking at, I'm 20 years old at this time because I would have been 20, just turned 20.
You're also
And,
a fucking giant. So a giant
and-
jerking a 3-year-old off the field is a
Oh,
problem.
they're like, oh my God. This is what's wrong with children's sports.
right, right. I
Here
was
comes
that
Lurch to
one.
jerk his kid up off the thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is why everyone gets a ribbon now.
Man,
This is
So
why
that
everyone's getting the same ribbon. Hey, Dad, everyone's getting the same medal. Take it easy.
Let's keep Lurch off the field here. Everybody's gonna get the same shit. Calm down. Let's keep your
Hey,
big ass
man.
over there and sit down somewhere.
right, bro. I look back and I'm so mad about that, bro. Because like he's 3, he's supposed to just have fun and learn. But I'm like, you gotta focus. You gotta keep your eye on the ball and go get it.
Boy, listen,
Like,
my daughter
man.
would have hated to have you as a soccer player because my daughter, we tried to let my daughter try to play at the Y when she was like 6 years old. That ball came flying by her, and she said, "Let's like this," and looked, and she pointed at it. She's like, "Hey, y'all's ball's over there." I said, "No, that's your ball. You got to go get it." And she was like, "Nah, I'm not running for
no,
that."
no.
Turn it
No.
down a little bit, Mac. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. It's a constant learning experience, man. You look back on some things and you just realize like you can only rise to your level of understanding. So
Mhm.
that's where you're at the time. That's just where you're at. We were terrible sports parents because me and my wife both played sports, and so we were extra hard. We used to be like, take them out, get them off the court, and get them, shut them down,
Uh-huh.
shut them down.
Yep.
People looking like, who are them? You shouldn't be talking about people's kids like that. That's my son.
That's my son. Uh-huh.
Yeah. We
Yep.
love it. You know,
I had to get way better about it because like when my son tried like everything when he was little and he didn't like any of that shit. The only thing he liked was we finally put him in at 7 years old we put him in MMA and he loved it. Like he loved jujitsu. He didn't care about. He liked to hit and kick the bag, like kickboxing stuff on the bag, but he didn't like sparring people because he didn't want to hurt anybody. But he'll twist your ass up in jujitsu all day long. He loved that. But he stuck with that for like 3 years, but then after that, he was like, "Yeah, I'm done with all of it." I was like, "All right, man. Like, I'm not gonna push you to do it if you don't want to do it, because I'm not paying for it because the shit's expensive." So I had
Yeah.
to let it go. My daughter, though, my daughter went from not wanting to do anything. She found volleyball in 7th grade. She rocked out. Like, she could have got she got offered a scholarship but didn't want to do it because her travel coach at the time, that really pissed me off. Her travel coach at the time was like, well, she was on a college team, so she was like, the coach, you got to suck it up and play harder because the coaches are going to yell at you. They're going to jump you for this and they're right. And my daughter was like, oh, no, this is fun for me. Like, I don't want to go do that. So when she got
Yeah.
offered the
It's not
scholarship,
worth all that.
she's like, nah. So the way they're talking about it, that sounds like work to me, and I don't want to do that. And I was like, all right, man, like whatever. I was less than amused that she gave it up because she was actually really good, but she just decided to walk off from it. But I was like, all right, man.
But I remember there was a time I think the worst way. Oh, so let me ask you this: did any of y'all kids believe in like Santa and all that when they was little?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How did y'all end up telling them Santa wasn't real, or did they just learn on their own and you just went along with it when they finally learned?
Mine just figured it out. I told them, I would always say Santa is real as long as you believe.
Okay.
And once you start believing, then he ain't real. But Santa could be real your whole life. I messed up the tooth fairy with my daughter, though. I got caught being the tooth fairy. First of all, I forgot. Like, I forgot a night. She was like, Daddy, the tooth fairy did not come to my room. I'm like, you put it back under there. Sometimes the tooth fairy be busy. But the tooth fairy, I know if the tooth fairy forget you, they double up and really take care of you. So,
We had a few of those.
yeah. Like, did you go get the tooth? Shit. We forgot. Put it back under there.
Put it on there tonight, baby. She'll come back. I
Yeah.
promise you.
Yeah,
I talked to
tooth
her
fairy be
earlier.
busy.
She was running behind. She just didn't
That's
make it.
And then I got caught on the second one. I think or they found a tooth or something. But yeah, I tell them it's as long as they believe.
Yeah. So I rocked it with, I told Jordan when it was time, because he came to me and he was like, man, he goes, I've been hearing some stuff and people are saying Santa's not real. And I said, well, I was like, here's the thing. I said, Santa actually was a real person. I did the whole thing. I took it all the way back to St. Nicholas, did the whole thing. I said, he's a person. I said, and once he passed away, I said, his lore and the spirit of what he did carried on. I said, so Santa is really a spirit and a belief in the fact of what of giving and doing the things during the seasons. I was like, and so that's what Santa is. I was like, it's not an actual physical person that does the magic shit down the chimney. I was like, it's really a feeling and a belief that you carry with you and the spirit that goes on. And he was like, oh, okay. Because then it wasn't like, you lied. Like, I didn't have to deal with that bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't as kind as y'all, bro. We were.
You're like, I bought that shit.
Man, listen. I think my twins was probably, I want to say maybe 6 or 7.
Damn.
And Nautica, she's my middle child. She was probably 9. And we're on the way to a soccer game. They're in full soccer uniforms. It's like a Saturday morning, and and I don't know what we were doing at the time, but somehow I got on this kick of like, I'm not gonna lie to my kids no more.
Oh my God.
And I think it was like fall soccer or something like that. So Christmas was coming up, and I don't know how we got out in the van, and I think Nautica asked, she's like, but is Santa real? And I looked at my wife and looked in the mirror at the kids, and I said, nope. I said, Santa ain't real, the Tooth Fairy ain't real, the Easter Bunny's not real, none of it's real. It's all fake.
Straight up.
Now go play soccer.
Bro, my wife was so mad at me, dog. She started crying. The girls started crying. They get out, so they all get out of this van because they're all mad at my wife's mad at me for breaking up their imagination, and the girls are mad, sad because it all they're crashing down everything they thought. So they get out of the van. They're all crying, going to this soccer game. I'm like, hey, you got to tell them the truth.
You're like, go be great. Now don't fuck up on the field, or Dad's gonna pull you off.
Right, you better go. You better.
We the new parents. We tell the truth.
Right, bro. I still hear about that to this day, bro. You remember when Dad told us Santa wasn't real?
Hey, that's funny.
All the way to soccer. Now go be Olympic athletes.
Right,
mine just picked up on it. Like, I mean, they just kind of just figured it out. Like, Santa ain't real. Hey, man. Until long as you want him to be. That was my answer. Once he's not, he's not. As long as he is, he is.
Yeah, I went from being one of them parents that was mad that other kids was telling them that Santa was fake to being a parent that was like, nah, Santa fake. Like in a matter of a year.
You needed
I'm
this time to grow.
here as a dad of truth.
Right, right. I'm not lying no more. You gonna take this truth.
It's a good thing that you got some time to grow before you're a grandfather. Because listen,
Right,
so the kid
right,
talks, that ain't real.
Isn't it
right.
crazy? Like the ups and downs you have, like the different like versions of yourself that you have been as a parent. Like your kids have lived through the Santa Claus dad, the truthful ain't no Santa Claus dad, the
Mm-hmm.
like they go through all those evolutions with us. So it's just funny looking back. Like even hearing my daughter, because they're 6 years apart. So even hearing her talk, like you don't even know them like that. You don't
Mm-hmm.
know when they used to do this kind of stuff, and they used to do. We were different. I was
Mm-hmm.
24, just turned 24 when I had my daughter. I was 30 when I had my son. So a whole different person, a whole different way of
Mm-hmm.
seeing the world. I might have
Absolutely.
changed religions in the process. So
Right. I
you
mean,
know,
Mm-hmm.
Muslim daddy, you don't even know Muslim daddy. See, you don't even know Muslim daddy. You only know
Right.
Christian daddy. Muslim daddy was
right.
way different than Christian daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
You ain't never had to
Yeah.
sell a bean pie. No,
right. You
like
don't even know.
the wild shit to me, like my son and my daughter are 7 years apart, and my daughter, like for me, I'm like, you're a female, like your ass stays in the house, like you stay in the house. Like we had a yard that had a fence, and I'm like, you don't go outside the fence, like you don't. She didn't go outside the fence by her, and so she was like 16 years old, and my son, I'm just like, bye,
Go.
whatever, dude, and she's like, that's bullshit. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, he just gets to do whatever. Like he has a curfew at midnight at 16. And I'm like, you don't
Yeah.
fuck what he does.
He's
What's he
all
gonna
right.
do? I was
He
like,
hasn't learned life.
that's what I said. I was like, he's got the hardest head of anybody I know. I was like, what's he gonna do? Get hurt? No. I was like, fucking whatever, dude. I was like, you were different. And she's like, that's bullshit. I'm like, no. And then eventually I came, I was like, yeah, it is kind of bullshit. But at the same time, like, for him, I was just like, fuck, get out of my face, like, whatever. But I was also older. Like, I was way older. It was way different for me. And I remember when I was 16 and just wanted to get out and go do dumb shit. And I was like, go do dumb shit. Like, with her, I was like, you could do dumb shit that could be detrimental to you. He's just
My
going to go do
grandma,
dumb shit, do whatever.
my
Mm-hmm.
grandma used to always say, "Hey man, if you go make a baby, that's a baby at somebody else's house. If one of these girls get pregnant, that's a baby over here. That's the difference."
That's so messed up, but it's true.
That's what my grandma used to say. Hey man, you just dropped it. You made a baby at somebody else's house. That baby coming here. So
Right.
that was how my mom.
It's so
That's how
messed
my
up,
grandma
bro.
looked at it. Hey,
That's true.
My
don't put
daughter's
that burden
taking
on
it.
somebody else's mama.
Right.
Hey, don't bring that over here. That's how my grandma divided it up. And my mom was the same way. Like, nah, boys make babies in the streets, girls bring them home. So we got to divide
Mm.
it.
Mm,
I would never
mm,
want a girl dog.
Yeah, no, that's
mm,
true. That's true.
mm.
Nah, you just look out there. You got 7 puppies you didn't want. No daddy. Nah.
Nah.
I'd rather the dog that got out. And I don't know what he did.
Right.
I ain't got
Oh,
to
my
deal with
dog
nothing.
my dog has 33 kids in this neighborhood. I would have no idea that my dog has 33 puppies. But if you have a girl, oh, you know.
Yeah, you got the
So
33 puppies.
yeah, so it's just a difference, man.
So let me ask you a question. What was one thing you thought you'd be great at as a parent, and it turned out to be way harder than you thought it would be?
Communication. Like even as I was parenting, I felt like I raised my kids to be like free speakers and say what's on their mind and talk. But the more I talk to them as they've gotten older, they never felt like they really got a chance to use their voice. They felt like we talked over them, which I don't know if that's just this generation or if we really weren't good at it. But that was something I was intentional. I thought I was being intentional about. Like, no, I want my kids to be able to feel comfortable talking to me. You can talk to me about whatever. But as they've gotten older and they actually get a little more comfortable, they let me know they never felt like that. They always felt scared, like we were hypercritical. And so that's something I'm still working on now.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I
No,
thought I was gonna be. I thought I was gonna be the cool parent. I remember when I was like 14, I was like, "Man, I'm gonna let my kids do whatever they want. I'm gonna let them be. I'm gonna let them drink. I'm gonna let them smoke because I'd rather them smoke with me and drink with me than be out on the street smoking and drinking." Like I had all this logic that I thought I was gonna be the coolest parent, and my I was not the cool parent, bro. Like
Nah,
that as soon as that baby was in the hands, nope, he ain't doing nothing. And
yeah,
I think it went from one extreme of like I'm gonna let him do whatever to it went like with my oldest two, it went to the other extreme to where like they was on lockdown, and then like it took me it took me almost 5 kids, 4 or 5 kids. The twins are the ones that I feel like are kind of in that middle range where it's like a good mix of like strictness, but like a good mix of like leniency. Let them go out and explore and learn that kind of that responsibility of not having me over them. But I thought I was gonna be the coolest parent, bro, and I ended up being I was the worst when it came to like you wasn't watching you listen. We still ain't watched Harry Potter in my house because there was no like you weren't watching magic shows. Like that's how strict bro. I'm
oh,
telling you, bro.
oh,
Like I
that's too
went
much of
from
the occult.
he said, I'm
right,
blocking your
yeah.
It's
imagination.
devil in
Listen,
that stick.
yeah,
The
He said, I'm
devil is in
blocking
his
your
stick.
He said, you can't even have
yes,
an
bro.
imagination in my house, goddamn.
Yeah, exactly,
You
bro.
might dream
I
of
wa-
running away one day, and guess what you're not going to
right,
do?
right. I'm
Hey
telling you, I
man,
went from like we gonna be high together to you ain't watching Harry Potter, like
that,
bro, like that was. But a lot of that was my own stuff, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just my own internal stuff, and had to work that through the twins and the Biscuit. The twins, Biscuit is Nautica, that's what I call her. And then the boys, I think, got to be my youngest two got the benefit of me going to therapy.
Yeah.
And so when I was in school to be a therapist, I went to find, they were like, you got to go to therapy. You got to go to therapy. Not me, but like everybody. And so going to therapy, I think really helped uncover a lot of the things that I recognized was my own stuff, like sports, because like I was on my son and I got to a place where I was like, he wasn't wanting to do it. And I'm like, I'm not going to fight no more because my relationship with you was more important than these sports.
right.
And I'm not going to keep having this happen. So, and that was right about that time I think I was getting in therapy. And so I think therapy started to uncover a lot of that stuff to recognize it was my own fears. And then also my parents, like my dad not being there and him being in jail most of my childhood. And then the way my mom parented, like it rubbed off on me. And so like she's super anxious. And I never recognized that until I was in therapy, became a therapist, that how anxious she was and that rubbed off on me. So like, I mean, I remember my mother was like, I'd be like, Mom, why are you tripping? She's like, I don't do drugs, so I'm not tripping. Like that's how she
Yeah,
would be,
that.
bro. Like,
Okay.
you know what I
My
mean?
mom used to say that too. They used to really think they was eating with that. That was like a real
Like,
comeback.
right. I don't do drugs, so I'm
I
not
don't do
tripping.
drugs.
I'm
There ain't
like,
no tripping over here. Yeah.
but I was the one like at I had to be in the house like early. I couldn't watch rated R shows till I was 17. Like she was that same way, bro. Like I'd be so mad. I'm in grade school, third, fourth grade. Other kids come in talking about watching Terminator or whatever, and I
Y'all
can't
good?
watch it. I can't watch it because it's rated R. And I'm like, but that's kind of how I think that she really rubbed off on me, that like super strictness. And so I like and then not having a dad, not knowing how to like balance emotions. Like I thought a man didn't have emotions, so it was like super strict and no emotions, and so
Oh, that's a tough
it was
household.
that was a tough household, bro. Not
Yeah, that's tough.
my oldest ones definitely paid the price for that. So, but anyway, Jason, what about you?
I mean, honestly, like, I thought I would be like Max said, like, with the communication part of it, but my kids kind of feel the same way. Like, they felt like they weren't, and it was different. Like, so my wife is also a therapist, and when she was going through school, like we both had a lot of growing up to do. So I tried to be kind of the cooler, funner, of the two. Because honestly, like when she was going to school, like she was in school, like she worked full time and then go to school full time. So she was like, there was a good chunk of years there where it was just me, like taking care of everybody, everything, while she was doing that. So a lot of what I thought I was going to be able to do, like it turned out to me being like the fun dad, the doing all the things, and she'd have to come through and be like the disciplinarian because I didn't want to do all that. I wanted to be the fun guy because I was having fun. Shit, I was growing up too, so I was chilling. And then, it got to a point where she got out of school and it came back, and then I kind of flipped into like being so concerned with the shit that I had going on that it was like kind of like a mild annoyance when I had to do other stuff, and that is what the kids got a lot of. Like my stress and my stuff would get taken out on me trying to not be the angry guy. And now like when they talk back and reflect on some of the shit from them growing up, a lot of their big running joke is Jason Smash, because when I really get mad, like that's when my anger came out and manifests. Like I would hit shit, throw shit, do shit. Like, and I never wanted them to see that side of me, and they ended up like having to see a lot of that stuff. Like they saw a lot of physical things, like in growing up that I didn't never want them to see out of me. So where I thought I always wanted to be the loving, accepting, they could come to me for anything. Like for a good chunk of a while, they were afraid of me. So
Yeah.
but yeah,
And those are I'm glad that both of y'all said that, because I want to talk about how to repair with your kids. Let's talk about repairing with your kids. I think a lot of people struggle with understanding how to come, especially men. But in my work with a lot of parents, I think it's both men and women, moms and dads, like they struggle to understand how to repair with their kids. So like off top, what is some ways that you both think of how do you repair with your kids when you mess up? What do you say? What do you do?
I try to be honest. Like I try to admit that I'm not perfect, and I've spent my whole life like telling my kids, like, listen, I'm just doing my best. Like I don't really know what the fuck I'm even doing. I'm
Hmm.
doing my best. Some of the things that everything that I'm doing is what I think is the best at this time. I've looked back, I can see things, but I think being able to apologize to your kids is important. Admitting when you messed up, don't just stand on it because you're an adult. I try not to like pull the dad card very often. Like we're not just doing this because I'm your dad. I'm not just right. I want you to be able to listen to me, hear my logic and my reasoning, and that be enough. Not I'm your dad, so listen to me. So the few times when I have to do that and I see maybe I used it wrong or maybe I only can see it one way. And now that I've stepped back, my emotions are out of it. I'm not upset. I'm not whatever. And I can see, okay, from their point of view, this is how it is. So I really try to just always let them know, like, apologize. I'm willing to apologize once I see I messed up. And and I always tell them, man, we're gonna like I'm not. This is not gonna be the last time. It's not.
Hmm.
I'm gonna mess up again, but it's all everything I'm saying, I'm doing is out of love with the best intentions, and that's still gonna fall short sometime. But I try to explain to them I'm gonna mess up, but I also have raised my kids that there's gonna be times where I'm passionate, I care about you, but I just don't know what is best for you, and you're gonna have to just do what you know is best for you, regardless. And like I love you. One thing I try to stress to them is like I love you bigger than any mistake that I made. I love you bigger than any mistake that you're gonna make. So whatever happens, we can always get through it. And I just really try to keep those lines of communication open. I don't know if it's received as much as I try to, but that is how I try to approach it with them. So yeah.
Jason?
me, I just had to. There came a time where I had to just strip it all down. Like I had to strip it all away, all the bullshit, all the what I thought I knew, what I thought I did, what I thought was right, and I had to look at it from a standpoint of their perception is their reality. Like I could tell them whatever the hell I want to say, but if they, in their mind, in their world, the narrative they wrote it, published it, wrote the screenplay, shot a movie on that shit. Like that's just what it is in their world. You're not going to change the
Hmm.
ending for them, no matter what the hell you say. So
Right.
I had to legitimately strip it all down, listen to what they said from a not trying to be right. I had to listen to learn, not listen to respond, and just let them pour on me whatever it was, good, bad, or because this shit's gonna hurt. It's gonna sting. It's gonna make you feel less of a parent, less of a man, less of a person, all that shit. And sometimes you just have to sit back and take it all, listen to what they have to say, and then for me, I just took it in little chunks. Like I wasn't trying to fix the world in one sentence because there's no way that can happen. So without making excuses and saying, well, that's just how I was raised, and so that's what I thought. I wasn't trying to. I didn't want to do the cop out. So what I did was, kind of like what Max said. Like I explained, like I'm building this plane as we're flying it. Like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like I'm trying to figure it out as we go. Like I'm trying to take some of my personal experiences and some of the stuff that I've seen as growing up, and I'm trying to impart that on you to make sure that you have an easier way. And luckily, like this all happened when my kids were old enough that they understood what the hell I was talking about. Like my daughter had her kids by the time we were talking about all the shit that I had done wrong. Cause there's times that I messed up and apologized, and, she's allowed, some repair, but the bulk of the repair happened from the time she was about 27 until now when she's 30. Like we had a lot of really hard conversations just to sit back and say, hey, this is what, like, I need to talk to you. Like, I need you to tell me all the things. Because there's a lot of times where she was talking about stuff, and I'm like, you guys just didn't know how hard we had it. Like, when you guys were growing up, like, we struggled hard. I was like, and she's like, well, we never knew. And I said, but it was our job to make sure you didn't know. Like, that was our job as parents to make sure that you guys thought everything was great, because there's no reason as a child you need to know those things. But within those stress and struggles and times, a lot of that rubbed off on you guys, and it never should have. Like, yeah, you didn't know we were struggling, but you knew I was an asshole. Like, that's a problem. Like, I didn't want you to see the struggle, but you also shouldn't have seen that I'm an asshole. So it took a lot of breaking it down in such a way. And like I said, luckily she was old enough to kind of understand it, and was very gracious in the fact of giving me, the opportunity to fix it. So it's been really good. And my son is like, my wife will tell you, my son is ride or die me. Like, so I could literally shit on his pillow when he goes to sleep and he won't care. Like he'll give me a chance to make it right. Like he just, cause he knows, cause he and I have been joined at the hip since he came out. Like I legitimately, they pulled him from my wife and handed him to me, and I held him for the first 45 minutes he was alive. And it's been that way ever since. So he knows, like, that bond that he and I have is unbreakable. So it's just one of those things that he's been very gracious in knowing the fact that even though I do make many mistakes, like, I've got his back and I'm the one he can call regardless. So
yeah, I think that, yeah, that's super dope, bro. That's super dope, because I think that both of you bring up a good point of, like, especially like about like perspectives. All right, like there's the old saying, and people like use it cliche, but there's three sides to every story: yours, mine, and the truth. Right, and so especially with our kids, we have to understand that uh, they see their perspective. From their perspective, their worldview, their organizing principles, their emotions, like they're observing what is happening through that. And so, whether even though you as a parent think you're doing something right, if they upset by it, it's okay to validate that, right? And that's the other thing of, like, validation doesn't equal agreement. Like, if you listen to this podcast, you're gonna hear me say this all the time, because this is a key thing as a therapist that I've learned, and also implementing it in my parenting, is like validation doesn't equal agreement. Like, I can say, hey, that makes sense how you feel that way, based on what you experienced. It makes sense how you feel that way, without, and nowhere in it did I say I agree with the way that it went, that you experienced it. Right. And so, Dad, I was upset when you said that earlier. Oh, really? Tell me what it was that upset you. Well, I felt this about, when you said this. Okay. And be curious, right? Like, okay, tell me more. And then once I understand how they perceived it, yeah, for sure, I can understand how that was hurtful, and I apologize. I didn't mean to hurt. That wasn't my intent. I never want to make you feel bad like that. I'm sorry. Nowhere in there again did I agree with what happened or anything like that, but I just tried to understand them and be curious, and then validate and make that repair. And I think a lot of people that come into my office that are parents, and then even adult kids, right? Like, we're still kids. Like, we have an internal kid, we have an inner child, right? And so we still, when it comes to our parents, whether they're here or they're past, like, we still have that child feeling to us when we're around our parents. And, like, think back when you all were kids, like, how nice would it have been, comforting would it have been, if your parents ever have been like, yeah, I can understand how you feel that way, and I'm sorry. Like, I never, to this day, my mom and I are beefing right now, and because they just won't say sorry. like, and I think for years, especially with my oldest two, like I would never say sorry. So you all got me beat in that department because I was like, no, I'm dead. And so even though you're right, Mac, like I didn't know what the hell. I was 17.
Right.
Listen, by the time I was 20, my wife and I were 25, we had 5 kids, and we had four that were 4 and under. We had 3 that were 2 and 2 newborns. Like we had a crazy amount of kids early, and so it's just like the stress levels, all that. Like I didn't know what I was doing with all them kids. I'm just trying to make sure the lights stay on and they stay fed. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, and of course I'm gonna make mistakes, and so I think that if the dads that listen, the men that are listening right now, if they can understand, even with your wives, um, understand validation doesn't equal agreement, and your kid needs to hear you say, "Hey, I messed up." Now, if their perspective is right and you did mess up, own that, right? Like own that. Man, I
Hmm.
messed up. That's one thing I'm still struggling with my oldest because our relationship isn't that great, and I'm still struggling with being willing to own a lot of the stuff that happened when they were young, and that stuff I'm working on in therapy and working through. But like with the younger ones, like I try to own it as much as possible. Like, yeah, I messed up. I got angry. I said some stuff I shouldn't have said. You right. You have every right to feel the way you feel. You right in the way you experienced it. And I think, man, that actually builds more in your kids with being validated and builds that emotional intelligence and then helps them be better parents and continue to break the cycle from what we had that we went through as kids. That if just put your pride down and be willing to validate and apologize, and you'll I have said with so many people that just wish they'd hear sorry. Like just wish my parent would say sorry. And may not have been they may not have meant to do it that way. They've tried their best, all those things. I just wish they'd say, you right now, it's okay to feel the way you feel, and I'm
Yeah, that would
sorry."
free a
Like,
lot of people from stuff.
bro,
Uh, I think pride, like you said, the biggest thing is not attaching your pride and your ego with your overall goal. And I learned this just teaching. I first started teaching at alternative school, and that was one of the things. One of the therapists, she used to always say, "Let's not forget what the mission is. Like, if
hmm
my goal is to raise like well balanced kids that understand that they have emotional control and all that, then my ego can't be the most important. It can't be about being
hmm
right. You can't lose track of the focus." And I used to see it in classrooms all the time, like where it'll become a power struggle, and now we're kicking this kid out of class or kicking him out of school. But it
hmm
really was a power struggle. We lost. Like
hmm
if our real goal was to educate these kids, and and we really know we have something to give them that they need, then putting them out of school is a failure. Kicking them out of
hmm
class is a fail. We failed. If my goal is to show I'm the boss, then I succeeded. If my
right,
goal is to show I'm the one in charge, then I'm still succeeding. If my goal is to show that it's my way or the highway, then I'm succeeding. But if my
right,
real goal is like to reach this individual, then putting them out of class is a loss. Kicking them out of school is an L. I didn't. We didn't achieve our objective. So you have to remember what your objective is. My objective is not to be the boss of you. My objective is not for you always to realize I'm your dad and I have
hmm
power over you. That's not my objective. My
right,
objective is for you to be a good person, to be have emotional control. These are the things I'm working on. So I might have to take the L right now, the small
hmm
L, the pride L in order to like achieve my ultimate goal. And so
right,
sometimes it's just sucking it up, uh, not going and not even knocking on the door. Like sometimes, it's times where I get onto my son that he'll go in his room and he'll be mumbling, and you ain't gotta go listen. You ain't got man. You can
hmm
you can just let it go, or you can
right,
be like, now what you say in my house?
right, right,
Like what am I trying to accomplish though? Am I trying to
hmm
show him that I'm the dominant male in the house, or
hmm
is it the real lesson that we're really trying to teach him? If so, then go on and talk shit on the phone to your friend, and
hmm
like we'll talk. We'll come back to this later, and we'll address
right,
what you're talking about too.
right.
then, but right now
Right.
at the time. And I'm saying this in hindsight because I did go barge in like, get your ass off the phone. What you here talking about?
Mhm.
Then we
Right.
Yeah.
and now I'm throwing you
You
around the
say something,
room.
say it with your chest.
Yeah,
Well,
all
yeah,
of that.
and that's the
Right.
thing. Like a lot of times, there are times we've all done it. Like we've all done that shit and be like, "What the fuck? What the fuck you say?" Like we try to keep it going. We're not realizing that they need to vent too. Like they got to have something to get that frustration out, so that they can come back when you want to come back and have have the right kind of conversation instead of just keeping it going like that. Because you ain't getting. I mean, you're upset. They're upset. You're not getting anywhere. You're just. I mean, you're just.
And like I
still,
came in my room, I closed the door,
Mhm.
I turned my
Mhm.
music on. What else do you want? Where else can
Right.
I let it go? What else
Right.
Right.
can I do?
Exactly.
Right.
Here you
They
are,
gotta have a
standing here,
space.
still tripping,
In my
Right.
damn
Right.
face.
Acting like a kid. You the one acting like a kid.
acting
I'm
like a
over here
kid.
doing what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
I'm supposed to go to my room and venting and chilling out. You coming in here. What the heck is going on?
Turn that music down. It's too damn loud.
Right.
Like,
Right. Right.
this
Keeping it going,
tripping,
making it
bro.
worse. Making it worse. And I think if people also remember, like we always, no matter how old you get, you always want a relationship with your parent. Like the relationship is the most important thing. Now there's outside of certain cases, right? Like there's going to be certain cases, but for the majority of people, the kid they always want a relationship with a parent. Even when they're a teenager and they're rebelling a little bit to figure out who they are, the relationship is what they want. They always want that connection, and so being able to come back and make that connection and heal that relationship is important. So, don't ever doubt, no matter how angry your kid is, don't ever doubt that they want a relationship with you and they want you to make it right. And it's on you to make it right. I mean, it's on me to make it right with my oldest, right? Like, it's not on her to come to make it right with me. It's on me to continue to make it right with her. Like, it's on us as parents to make it right when we mess up, to come in and be like, hey, my bad, I'm sorry. And know that relationship is the most important thing in the world that we have to hold and take care of. So, well, any final thoughts, anything about that before we move on to asking Mac, going through the blitz with Mac? Anything?
I'm ready.
All right. So these are just random questions I put in Chat GPT. I said, give me some funny things. Like, Mac O's a comedian. Give me some funny things we could do with Mac and so it came up with 5 would you rather things. So the first one is, would you rather step on a Lego every morning for a week, or hear your kid's cartoon theme song on a loop for 48 hours?
Oh, give me the cartoon. Give me the cartoon.
Yeah.
I'll
What was
sing
that
along,
cartoon?
man. I do the Fairly Odd Parents. I know the SpongeBob stuff. I'd rather do that.
The,
And,
the
Mhm.
backyard, the backyardigans was the best though, because that shit was
yeah,
slamming. Like, that's the
yeah.
one
When they
right
start
there.
breaking out,
Mhm.
I used to like the
Okay.
macaroni, but nah, I don't do pain well at all. So you lose me with a
Be,
Lego.
be some furniture moving every single morning for
I
that week.
promise you, I do not do well with pain. If I'm ever in a situation where it's torture involved, just know I told. I'm
I'm
telling you right
snitching.
now.
I'm snitching.
He said everybody going down and
Right.
thinking it's
Everybody
gonna
Scrap
be
the
going there.
plan. I promise you.
right.
Just know.
Right.
Just whatever. Go to plan B. Whatever you go to the
Right.
other escape. Because just know, I'm telling. They
I'm saying
start.
everything.
Yeah, they
Matter of
start.
fact, don't tell me the whole plan,
Yeah, they
because if
leave
I
some
get
stuff
caught,
out. Yeah, I promise you, leave
right,
some stuff out because
right.
they start pulling out fingernails or anything. I'm just know I told. I'm breaking.
All right, number 2. So, would you rather have your teenage read your high school journal if you had one, or just think you
Okay.
had one, or your spouse reads all your college text?
I'm gonna do the teenage turn. Nah, I'm cool with my kids. I think they will understand me better. So I'd rather
Okay.
my kids read the teenage journal. We will get a
Yep.
better understanding of each other.
I like
I
that. I
kind of
like
wouldn't
it.
mind my wife seeing the text just to keep her on her toes, though. Just like, yeah,
Hey, listen.
yeah,
Yeah.
That
your
used to
boy
get
was
it in.
out
I'm just
there.
saying.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go, but I'm at the end. I think it'd be more productive in the long run for my kids.
Less fights.
Right.
Right. Right. All right. So number 3, a 10-hour car ride with your kids fighting, or your spouse giving you the silent treatment.
For 10 hours,
Mm-hmm.
10 hours of silence.
Right.
Mm.
I was like, damn, that's a gimme right there. What
That's
the
what
Yeah,
I
I'm
said when
used
I
to
read it.
that.
I was like,
That's,
yeah, that's
that's
simple.
your stuff. I'm on my own head. It's a party over here. We over here quiet. You ain't talking. I ain't talking. It's a party
Hey,
over here in my head. I
hey, that's the
promise
power of ADHD, right? Like I
you. Yeah,
keep
like I
going in my
forgot we was
head.
mad. I gotta look at you and
Right.
remember we mad. No, I forgot.
Oh yeah, you still here, aren't you?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I forgot. Nah, I'll be over here playing music. I was like, oh shit, I forgot we beef.
Yeah, we mad
Baby,
at
look
each
at
other.
that. I forgot we ain't
Oh
talking.
yeah. All right. Accidentally text your boss what was meant for your wife, or vice versa.
Definitely rather text my wife what was meant for my boss. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's just work related. I ain't talking
Yeah.
too crazy. I ain't gonna be talking too
Right.
crazy to my boss, but the other way
Right.
around,
Right.
yeah, I'll be in HR. I just send my meeting to my boss. Yeah, yeah, I'll be in HR on accident. Nah, I'm gonna go the other way.
Your boss pop up and text, man. Let me see what. Oh, what the?
Yeah, no, Mac, you are fired.
Mess around and get a
Right.
raise, you better watch it.
Or a
Right.
raise. It depends on how they feel. I don't know. It's a gamble though. It's a gamble. I think I'd rather go the other way. I just send my wife some work related stuff and just be like, my bad.
Okay. So last one. Uh, kids catch you dancing in the kitchen, or parents catch you giving your spouse the look in public.
Which one was the easier to deal with? The kids catch me dancing, but my
Yeah.
mama knew. My mama knew too.
hmm Mom knew what it was, huh?
Yeah, mama already know. It's good. Yeah, we get down around here. Yeah, yeah. Knock on doors and you come visit. Don't just bust in no doors around here.
Let's just get
Right.
in.
Yeah, they
Right.
already know, man. We ain't together
Right. You
for the
better
cooking.
not. Right.
Yeah, my mom. Yeah, my mom already knows. So either I ain't tripping on either one, but I'm gonna go. The easiest to be dealing with would be. It depends on my mood, because one mood I might want my mama to know what I'm finna go do, and another mood I think I let my kids catch me dance.
All right. So finish this sentence. The moment I knew I had officially become my dad was when.
Oh man, when I started, shit, so much. Like I so much, and see, I didn't even grow up around my dad. Uh, I mean, I did for like the first 12 years of my life. Then I've only seen him like after I was 12. I probably seen my dad maybe 7, 8 times
Mm.
in life since then. So I used to
Wow.
just hate the idea of people be like, "You just like your dad. You just like your dad."
Mm.
And then one day I looked up and I used to be like, "No, I'm not." And then I went to see him and I was like, "Damn, I'm just like him." But the simplest, like just hot sauce on everything. That's the It's
Mm.
so much, but yeah, putting hot sauce on everything, eggs, grits, like
Don't matter.
hot sauce on the
Everything.
whole plate.
Okay. Okay. So the dumbest hill I've ever died on as a parent is what? Is finish that sentence. The dumbest hill I've ever died on as a
Uh,
parent is.
I died on a few dumb hills.
We know Derek's is Harry Potter, so we can keep going.
Yeah,
We gotta
Hey,
go
listen.
there.
yeah, Harry Potter.
Mhm.
I don't know, man. The dumbest hill I've died on. I've died on a few dumb hills. I'm gonna say, um, for a while, I was kind of. I told you I was coming off of Islam for a while, so I was anti-Christmas for the kids.
Mm.
I didn't know we ain't doing none of that. We ain't buying. It didn't last long, but that was the hill I was trying to die on, man. We ain't doing no Christmas around here.
Mm.
Pagan holidays.
Right.
Next thing you know, I was in the
Okay.
Christmas. I was in Christmas plays, all kind of shit. But but I started off like, nah, man, we ain't doing no pagan holidays around here.
Okay. Okay. So number 3, the most awkward question my kid ever asked me was.
Uh, asking my kids asking me, has my sister always been crazy. I have a schizophrenic sister. So
Mm.
then I'm like, how the fuck was she like? What was she like growing up? And
Mm.
realizing like, man, she always wasn't like that, man. She used to be,
Right.
because my daughter remembers her before it really fully came out. So I'm with
I
my
got.
son just asking like, how'd you deal with her?
Mm. Okay. Okay. If my spouse ever found out about blank, I'd never live it down.
Nah.
Max said pass. He said hard pass.
Okay.
That's why she ain't never gonna find out.
Right. And again, I didn't read these. I wasn't proofreading these. I just asked for questions. Like, okay, we'll run with it.
I
But I'm
see.
like, if my spouse ain't never found out about it, I'm not finna say
Right,
it
baby.
now.
We not going national with it right now. I promise
Right.
you
He said,
that.
okay, feds.
Right.
This one when them lawyers reach over.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, he said,
I would
Now
rather
plead
confer
the
with my
fifth.
counsel. According to my
Right.
counsel, I would love to answer this question. I mean, I really would, but my counsel has advised me not to answer this. I would
Right.
love to. If it was up to me, I'd tell you everything. But
Right.
pleading the fifth is a thing for a reason.
my
Right.
counsel has advised me not to answer that question.
Exactly. All right. This last one. The fastest way to make me lose my patience is when,
Driving slow in the left hand lane.
bro.
Ooh.
Yes.
And I keep telling myself this is not gonna keep being one. It gets me about once a week. I've gotten way better. It used to be every day I'd be mad about this. But now it flares up like once a week. But driving slow in the left lane, why are we doing this? That's the quickest way to make me lose my patience.
Man, ever since I got the 5-0, man, I'd be so mad people been going slow in front. I don't care if
Why?
it's a side street, bro. I'm like, move out the way,
Get out the
bro.
way. I'm telling you. That's it. Driving slow in the left lane.
Okay, okay. Well, man, bro, listen again, bro. Appreciate you being on. I want to take a last minute. Let's before we say goodbye for sure. Say goodbye. Take a minute again to just plug your winner circles, the winnercircles.com, everything that you're doing. Plug it one more time for us.
Tap into for all of your health and fitness needs at thewinnercircle.com. You can uh, get personal training. You can get an eating plan specified for you. You have certain foods you don't want to eat. You struggle. You don't know how to eat correctly. Whether you're diabetic, you're allergic to nuts, whatever it is, you tap in. We can have a customized eating plan to fit your goals. Whether you're trying to gain weight, you're trying to lose weight, gain muscle, whatever. I also have an app for people who can't get to a personal trainer, can't afford a personal trainer, or is not comfortable being at the gym, whatever your situation is, you want to make those healthy steps, but you're not sure what to do next. The Winners Habits app. It's available at the Play Store or the Apple Store. Just tap in if you need supplements, everything you need, you can get at thewinnercircle.com. You can download the app from there. You can log in to get personal trainer services, and you can also buy supplements, anything to help you fit your need. And lastly, I just completed a 21-day program. It's an ebook. It's a 21-day program for men and women to help increase your mobility and your sexual performance. This is Kegels, hip exercises, everything to get your walls better and help you stand up stronger, whatever it is you need, and just to help you move more fluidly. If your back hurts when you get up, if you pee a little bit when you sneeze, any of those issues, we can help them. It's 21 days to a better you. It's called Move Better, Live Better, Love Better. It's the name of the
Nice.
ebook. So tap in.
They can get that. They can get that on your website too.
Yes, all that's available at thewinnercircle.com. The ebook, the supplements, the app, everything. Your one-stop shop is thewinnercircle.com. Winners with a Z. You know, I had to
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
razzle dazzle
yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
thewinnercircle.com.
where can they connect with you just personally? Like, what's your socials, your handles?
My social is everything Mack O Henson across all platforms. I'm me, Mack O Henson, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Now I'm old, so I spend most of my time on Facebook, but I'm branching out now. I'm going to start having a bigger presence on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all the gadgets and gadgets, man. I'm stepping into the new world.
I mean, it's so hard to get for us old folks to get off of Facebook and
It
go into the other
is.
ones, isn't it?
It
Like
is. We was
Jason's
just
like,
raised
nah,
on
I'm
it.
already there. You
Yeah.
said what?
I learned social media on Facebook. All this new stuff is
Yeah.
too much.
Right, right. Jason, what about you? Where can people connect with you at? What do you have? Plug whatever you got going on.
So Facebook for me is just Jason Smith. You can find me on Instagram at the THA_Smithsonian_. And it is the same. Well, actually, on TikTok, they let me have the Smithsonian because the institute, the museum, did not appreciate my Instagram attempt, so I had to switch it to the Smithsonian. So, but yeah, no, that's about it for me.
Okay. And for me, I'm at the giant_therapist on TikTok, Instagram, and then at the therapy giant on Facebook. But if you search the giant therapist on any platform, you should be able to find me. And then thegianttherapist.com is my website. Like I said, I'll be dropping actually a couples repair kit. It's an ebook for couples to follow along after fights, how to repair, how to talk about it. I have a parent and teen relationship book coming out called Between Us, focusing on 6 really big conversations that parents and teenagers should have, and how to have, both of you have self-reflection. Parents, we got to self-reflect and understand our parenting comes from ways we were parented, what we learned, our own internal struggles. And so there's a guide to help parents have these conversations with their kids, and kids have conversations with their parents, and then take it and figure out the patterns between them and how if they want to keep them or they want to change. And so that'll be coming out here really soon. So thegianttherapist.com. And then here, my hope is in the next couple months, the LifeSync app will be dropping, syncyourlife.org. It is a AI therapist that Sarah and I have trained very particularly. Please be careful with using ChatGPT as your AI therapist. It is not trained. But we have trained an AI very particularly to be able to handle conversations in between therapy sessions. And within that, it'll also help you track your food plan. It'll has a place to journal, track your mood, all those things, as well as if you're with a therapist and they're on the platform, they'll be able to get that data from your app and see what's happening between sessions. So it's a super dope thing Sarah and I have been working on for about a year now. So I'm excited to have that come out. So thegianttherapist.com and syncyourlife.org. Mack O, man, we got to do this again, bro. At some point,
I'm
we
with
got to
it. It
have
was
you.
fun.
Yeah, we got to have you on again, man. We appreciate you being a part of this one. I knew you was gonna bring it. I knew this was a perfect episode to have you a part of. So, man, we appreciate you. We appreciate y'all listening, for whoever listens to this, and welcome to the MAJO Podcast. We'll see you on the next one.
Hey,
All right,
man.
y'all.
Peace. Thank y'all, man.